The playoffs is the moment for anyone to become a hero. The third liner to find his way on the score sheet in the big moment to lift his team to victory and possibly bring the championship to their small town. The opportunity for the backup goalie to come into his crease and shine like a diamond and cement himself in hockey history forever. Only the men with the steel stomachs can rise to the occasion to become that legend their team needs to hoist the cup at the end of any season. Nerves will not get you anywhere during the second season, known as the playoffs. You have to be at your best, clear-headed, and ready to rise to the occasion. Both teams through Game 1 and Game 2 have proven they are all in, focused, and have taken their Pepto for this NPHL Finals. It doesn't look like either team has the edge. So for the fans, the excitement builds with every stride, every shot, and every save. What play will ultimately cost their team the title? Who will be the hero? No matter how this series ends, to us watching at home or in the stands, we will remember this fondly as one of the most passionate and competitive series we've ever been a part of. That's right. In a way, we are a part of this series. The third string screaming from the stands, one of us calling the game for you, the viewer, and the other hollering at their television, hoping it'll give your favorite player a boost in the final moments. I believe you can't have a perfect series without everything being involved. So let's take our place at rinkside and wait for our number to be called. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Game 3 of the Northern Premier Hockey League Finals between the Manotick Mariners and the Tweed Oil Kings. I'll be your play-by-play guy tonight, Billy Bowl, and doing all of the technical aspects you will see tonight behind the camera and behind the scenes, my son and co-pilot, James Bowl. We have been treated to 120 minutes and 50 seconds of incredible hockey, and nobody in this arena believes that is going to stop. Both sides are geared up and ready to go. Both sides believe that they have what it takes to bring home the championship, and both sides have the capabilities to get the W on the road or at home if you're the Manotick Mariners. Everybody has come to the surface. Everybody's been a contributing factor in this series. I'll read them off for you. The big names have come right to the surface. Hamre has 2 goals, and Jonathan Sear has a couple goals and assists. Finkelstein with a goal. Brett Gustafson, he's had an assist, which right there is a huge tell, folks. I mean, a guy like Brett Gustafson to have 1 goal in the first 2 games of this finals, look for him to break out in this game. Ryan Lau, a couple of assists, big assists. Brendan McCara, 2 assists, and Tyler Melvin, a goal and 2 assists for the Manotick Mariners. For the Tweed Oil Kings, Elijah Bratney, 2 goals. Dawson Ellis, 3 assists. Burrell, a goal. Brody Morris, an assist, or a goal, huge goal in that game in Tweed there last Sunday. A blast from the point that found the back of the net. And then Dylan Ingram, he's got himself a couple of assists as well. Huge mention. Now I see that they have 2 goalies that I wasn't expecting. The one, I'm going to get the insight on him, but my expectation is Riley Tondro will start tonight as Bert Berkliev has been suspended for 2 games. He was kicked out halfway through the game in Game 2. He will be suspended for 2 games for head contact. So replacing him tonight will be Riley Tondro. 4-1-0 with a 439 goals against and an 872 save percentage. He's played 5 seasons in the Northern Premier Hockey League, registering a 21-11-1 record and a 493 goals against average with an 874 save percentage. He's played for the Smith Falls Ritos, the South Stormont Mustangs for 2 seasons, and the Maxville Mustangs. He was incredible coming in a very difficult situation in Tweed. It's a very unfriendly hockey arena for anybody to come into, even the Manotick Mariners. And he did a great job trying to backstop his Manotick Mariners in that eventual win for the Tweed Oil Kings. I'm going to look up just real quick. This actually threw me off just for a second, folks. I'm going to look up real quick and see who the possible other goaltender could be for Manotick. John Gilmer. That actually, I'm pretty sure, will be the starting goaltender for tonight. And if it's not, it doesn't hurt to give you a little backstory on John Gilmer, because he is a name in this league, John Gilmer, isn't it? This is why teams have 2 or 3 number 1 goaltenders. John Gilmer has a record, and he's been around since 2021. He has a record of 28, 27, and 2, and it was just 1 season in South Grenville that he had a rough time. He's got a 548 goals against and an 867 save percentage. He has played for the Gananoque Islanders last season, played for the South Grenville Rangers, the South Stormont Mustangs, and then 3 seasons prior to that with the South Grenville Rangers. When he was traded over to the Gananoque Islanders, it was massive. It was, again, really wanted to find solidify a number 1 goalie, and they thought John Gilmer was going to be the guy. And with the folding of the Islanders, the Mariners swooped in and picked him up. And actually, in these playoffs, John Gilmer is 2-0. He's got a 150 goals against average and a 925 save percentage. So the Mariners are ready to go and ready to bounce back from any situation as possible. And I'll tell you right now, any team in the playoffs know that adversity is job 1. You have got to come back from anything that tries to bring your team down. It's something that, I mean, you can't go through an entire aggressive playoffs without somebody getting hurt, without somebody getting a suspension, and without being down, like I said, by 2-3 goals. Or, as I was saying earlier on, these 2 clubs both, it was a very, very strange and very a unique situation that we're in. The Manotick Mariners had to reverse sweep the Barry's Bay Wolves. They were down 2-0 and came back to win the next 3 games. To win it at the Paul J. Yakubuski Arena is one thing, but then to win all 3 straight against Barry's Bay was incredible. They had to come back from games as well. And then the Tweed Oil Kings, their test on the reverse sweep was wild. They had to come back from a 2-0 deficit to the Smith Falls Ritos, one of the most high-powered hockey clubs in the entire league, and an incredible goalie in Dallas Slack. They were able to reverse sweep them and come back to win that series. And Smith Falls was in this position last season. Tweed took that away from them and then went on to sweep the Deserano Bulldogs, winning every game by 1 goal. So this series has all the implications of being one of the best that the NPHL has ever had to offer, and every season has been getting better and better. Since John Zink and Josh Rollins has taken over this league, just a quick shout out to them. They have been absolutely outstanding in expanding the league, making it more competitive, and looking out for the players as well. Thank you, Troy. Big time. Thank you. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to the teams, the ownerships, and the presidents, everybody, the coaching staffs, but doing their best to improve their team every year, and not only for the players on the ice, but for the fans in the stands. It's probably the cheapest ticket for the best product that you're going to see on the ice. $10 to $15. Kids, some are 12 and under, some are 6 and under for free. You can't get a better deal than that for the product that's put on the ice. And everybody loves a good game of hockey. So, folks, let's run through game 1 and 2. Also, after the pregame, James has the, oh my God. James, I forgot. What was the first what were we doing after the pregame? Oh, Game 5 between the Barry's Bay Wolves and those Manotick Mariners, showcasing that reverse sweep that they had to pull off in dramatic fashion at home in Manotick. We'll have that in the after the pregame before the first period. In our first intermission, we will have Game 1 of this series, and in the second intermission, we will have that OT win in Tweed in Game 2. The highlight package made up by James Bull. So this is what happened in those two games. Game 1 was the measuring stick for these two teams who've never met in the Northern Premier Hockey League. It was a showing of what was to come in the final chapter of this 2025-26 season. We knew the Oil Kings were going to be physical, try to drive their opponent through the boards, and wear them down throughout this series. The Mariners were going to utilize their elite offensive skill and try to bury the Oil Kings early and often, and put on display their talent any chance they could. Goaltending for both clubs have been at a premium, so we knew what we were going to get out of the two keepers of the crease. The first period, Manotick overwhelmed Tweed, outshooting them 16-6. Evan Morrison kept the score to a 1-0 Mariners lead, but the second period is when the dam broke. The Mariners scored early and late, and Tweed could only find one response going into the third period, down 4-1, and that was ultimately the final score. The Sunday, Game 2, Manotick led from the 2-minute mark of the first period all the way to the 3-minute mark of the third period, 1-0, before Jonathan Sear popped one home to make it 2-0. Then the comeback. Nathaniel Burrell got Tweed on the board 1 minute later. Then Brody Morris on a blast from the point, and Elijah Bratney, as he has done all season, came up with a big play to take the lead for the home team. Manotick would not go down easy, though. Ben Finkelstein, with 1:40 to go, tied it up to send the game to overtime. The extra frame only took 50 seconds to find a winner. And again, it was Elijah Bratney scored the game winner to tie the series at 1. This has had everything, folks, and we've still got possibly 180 minutes and more if they go into overtime for you, the viewer at home. So they do have Riley Tondreau out. They do have John Gilmer, and we will see in 8 minutes and 40 seconds plus a flood who will tend the cage for these two willing combatants. And adversity. You talk about Burt Berkliev being out for Manotick. They have John Gilmer. They have Riley Tondreau, two very capable, elite goaltenders in the backgrounds. But the Tweed Oil Kings in the offseason, this is what gave Super Dave the Executive of the Year award. In the offseason, they lost 9 players. Each player was a well-known fan favorite for one reason or another, and they were impact players, goal scorers, defenders, and physical stars. For any team in any league, that would be a major setback and a guaranteed trip to the basement. The opportunity presented itself for the Tweed Oil Kings brass, Super, Brooksy, and all the rest to show their community and their terrific fan base that they are never going to stop trying to reward the loyalty of so many dedicated fans with a championship. They put one foot in front of the other and went on to create a team driven by passion, heart, and soul. Coupled with incredible skill and elite goaltending, it gave the small town of Tweed and the county of Hastings a team they can be proud of and be excited to flood the front doors of this beautiful arena every Sunday afternoon. Every Sunday afternoon. They put on a performance that shocked the NPHL and paved their way to their first appearance in the finals. A very deserving and fitting award for such a storybook season for one of the best fan bases in the league. The story is not finished yet, though. They have one more chapter to write, and I guarantee you the green and gold will play through blood, sweat, and tears to try and give their fans one more roaring cheer before the season comes to a close. And speaking of great fan bases, the Manotick Mariners have the exact same thing right here in Tweed. When we got to this arena, we were here at, what was it? It was about an hour, almost an hour and a half before pregame. Pregame started at 7, so we were here almost 5:30. And we were lucky to get our seat at mid-ice because this place was already starting to fill up. And I mean, we're a half an hour, 25, we were a half an hour when we came on the air, and this place was basically full. People are sitting in the aisles right now. It is so packed in this arena. And along the walls, in both decks behind the goalies for the Manotick Mariners. So both clubs have an incredible fan base. Both clubs look to put on a great show here for you tonight. James and I will try and bring you a local broadcast on a national level, the best that we can. And he's got the stream, the Wi-Fi ready to roll. I will not comment on it again. I promise, Sylvia, I promise, James, that I will not comment on the stream signal again for the rest of the game. There's nothing that we can do about it. We do our very best. We're on Wi-Fi, of course. Rogers and TSN, they are hardwired and they have great capabilities. We are on Wi-Fi, so enjoy the game, folks. We are 5 minutes 30 seconds away from the flood and our first highlight package by James. A note for the only one that I have. I only had one scorecard, but a note is Dow, number 25, Jack Dow, is out for the Tweed Oil Kings, and in is Matt Willoughby. He will be wearing number 29 for the Tweed Oil Kings. And in net, actually, I didn't give out the goaltender for the Tweed Oil Kings. That will be Evan Morrison will get the start. And Evan Morrison actually donned the pipes, as I said, in game one, did an incredible job stopping 38 of 42 shots. 16-6, as I had said in period one, did an incredible job to keep his guys on the straight and narrow in the regular season, or in the playoffs so far. He's 4-2 with a .433 goals against average and an .886 save percentage. And in the regular season, he had done an incredible job as well, going 4-5-1 with a .536 goals against and an .867 save percentage. So, folks, we are getting down to the wire, and all right, so you know what? We'll let you just take in the atmosphere for the rest of this warm-up, folks. This is what the crowds look like right here, folks. I mean, this is what it looked like during, way before the pregame even, and it is jam-packed in here, and they are loud and ready to roll. So we'll let you enjoy the final moments, and the next thing you'll see is Game 5 between the Barry's Bay Wolves and the Manotick Mariners. We thank you for tuning in, folks. Manotick, Tweed, Game 3 from Mike O'Neill Arena here in Manotick. We'll be right back, folks.
I got DJ sitting right now.
Nothing can be done about the past. You can't carry it with you, or it will sink your ship. Together, the Mariners erased the memory of the first two games of this series by the time they got to the rink for Game 3. It allowed them to play free of any baggage, and with their mindset, Manotick were able to win Game 3, and even more difficult, win Game 4 back in the Wolves' den. Together, Barry's Bay needs to do the exact same thing. Don't carry the memory that they have lost a 2-0 series lead into this game. Leave it back in Madawaska Valley. Remember that they can and have beat the high-powered club in the black and white. It's a saying as old as the game itself. A short memory allows for the best results. For us, this do-or-die game will never be erased from our memory. Printed on us for the remainder of our days. Let's enjoy this game as these teams play together. Penske to his left is McKenzie as he battles against Lau. It's back to Cardwell, sent to Gustafson. He'll go to the net. Lipinski will stop it, and they score. They score, and it's a 1-0 Mariners lead. Pass over to Lau, and they'll gain the zone. Center on the wall, and Gustafson's there. Hit against the wall by Menard. Along the half wall, tried to get it out, but they couldn't. Devin Campbell sends that over to Robert Lapine. Lapine tried to find his way through, and Gustafson. He's got a little bit of a break here, but he's got to beat Menard. He's got to beat Campbell. Instead, he scores! Instead of going to the net, trying to beat a few, he sends it back to Finkelstein. He drilled it, and it's 2-0 Mariners. What a drop pass, and what a block. As I said, folks, Ben Finkelstein, number 4 for Manotick, is a defenseman. but he scored 5 goals in 5 games. Unbelievable. Stopping up. Just trying to send it over. It just kept bouncing on him to the blue line. Summers will stop that. We are now 5 aside. That's up to Poirier. Looking to Sear. Sear scores! Jonathan Sear! They've got a 3-0 lead. Cut this lead down to 2. That draw is scrummed and perfectly done by Ryan Lau, the captain. Comes back to the point to Kelly Summers, the other captain. Stopping at the blue line. Trying to find a lane to get one through a screen. That shot blocked on the far side. Into the slot. Back to the point. Campbell with 8 on the clock. Shot blocked. And it goes into the corner. 4 seconds off the glass. And out to the blue line. Stay. Shot through and it goes wide. And the final through 1. The Mariners leading it 3-0. He just hits Steele. McDade bodied off the puck. The Mariners control the shot. Put it wide. Back to the blue line. And moving it inside the zone. Deep from the point. The shot scores! The screen. Lipinski didn't see it. And it found it between the wickets. They're up again. A 4-goal lead. Across the blue line, the drop pass. The Hammer just couldn't get there in time. This time he will. McKenzie stops at the blue line and keeps it in. Summers looking across to Robert Lepine, but they have got it blocked off. Slot shot, a great block in front. Point shot through, and Berkliev making it look like he will never let a puck through. Makes a nice save on that one. Bouncing puck won by the Mariners. They'll send it in off the glass and around to the far side. And that is going to do it for the first 40. 20 to go. The Mariners still lead it by a score of 4-0. Draw one through the legs of Jared Stay. It's going to go all the way back into the Wolves zone. Summers to Campbell. Looks up and he's knocked off the puck by Gustafson. Summers comes over to the support. Finkelstein scores. And that will do it. Manotick goes up 5-0. And that will do it. The Manotick Mariners are going to move on to face off against their, as I said, their rivals, the North Dundas Rockets, for the conference finals in the West. And well deserved. They hunted pucks. They were down 2-0 in this series. Battled back, had to win in Barry's Bay, and it is not easy in Madawaska Valley to come away with a victory. Barry's Bay, I really feel like they thought they had it, and Manotick just showed their resilience and just how great of a club they are. Won that game, and then went back to, and then prior to that, they'd won at their home arena, of course, but then come here and won this one as well. So for myself and James here at NPHL Central, we want to thank you for tuning in. We love bringing it to you, and we hope that you love it as much as we do. We'll see you soon, folks. Bye for now.
Legends Ringette Girls. Represent for our country. They will be going to Finland later this year to represent for the City Legends. Hey DJ Sin, I gotta give a big shout out to the Mini Mariners. What's going on over there, boys?
Every playoff run has a story behind it. Some have roadblocks that seem impossible to overcome, but the championship-destined teams find a way. They dig through the ice and chip away at the problems until they break through to find the solution. It's never easy to hoist the ultimate prize. That's what makes it such a sought-after accomplishment. For both of these clubs, up to this point, they have overcome every obstacle placed in their way. They have decided that nothing is too big or too thick to get through. As this Game 3 gets underway, the question has to be asked, how much is left in these two clubs' chisels? Is there enough to get through the last obstacles and etch their names in NPHL history as the champions of the best league across Ontario and into Quebec? Hello again, everyone. Let's get set. It's Game 3. Manotick, Tweed, tied at 1 in this best of 5 for the Sentinel Cup. Let's send it down to rinkside for our Oh Canada.
Welcome to tonight's Game 3 between the Tweed Oil Kings and your Manotick Mariners. But before we begin, please rise and remove your hats and direct your attention to the ice for a performance of our national anthem. Oh Canada will be sung today by Ainsley May Lessard. Make some noise.
What another beautiful rendition of our Oh Canada. Immediately south of the suburbs, Barrhaven and Riverside South, located on the Rideau River, 25 minutes near downtown Ottawa. That's where NPHL Central is for this Game 3. 1-2 was exciting. The last time we were here, Manotick ran the first period and executed 4 goals throughout that first 40 minutes to go on to a 4-1 win. Tweed responded after being down 2-0 in Game 2, making it 3-2. Manotick didn't go away. They tied it up 3-3, went to overtime, and Elijah Bratney, with his second goal of the game, iced it away for the Oil Kings to bring it back here to Manotick and have the series tied at 2 games apiece. Your goaltenders for tonight: Evan Morrison, 4-2 in the playoffs and a 443 goals against and an 886 save percentage. At the other end of the ice, John Gilmer, 2-0 in these playoffs, a 150 goals against and a 925 save percentage. His regular season stats: 4-1, 323 goals against and a 907 save percentage. It's very much sought after goaltending matchup here tonight, folks. It's going to be an incredible one. And thanks to Curtis Potter for the score clock we have here, the scoreboard. It is beautiful. First draw of the game. Who will draw first blood? NPHL Finals starting right now. That draw is one back, and it's right after that was the Oil Kings on the forecheck. It goes inside the Oil Kings zone. Oh boy, Evan Morrison gave that away, but come up with a nice save there. Turn it aside, backhanded into the zone, and trying to get in is Bratney. He's in on goal. The backhander, stopped by Gilmer. The rebound was there, and he fell right on top of the puck. He couldn't get to it to put it away. Gustafson looking to break out. He's had a great playoff, but the finals, he's not been able to find the back of the net as of yet. Lau chipping it down into the corner. Back behind the net to Gustafson, chipped off his stick and sent around to the far side. Right into the corner and in behind the net. Gustafson by himself, throwing it out in front and deflected away from the front of the net. Coming out of the Oil Kings, and they want to have a really good first period here against the Manotick Mariners here in Manotick. The Mariners looking to put them away in the first frame. Sent up through the neutral zone, and Brody Morris chips his man, but he's getting to the net trying for the wraparound, but he lost the handle at the last moment. Pressuring him to the blue line and chipped all the way down the ice, and that will go for a face-off back inside the Tweed zone.
Mariners fans, we gonna party tonight. DJ Sin, best DJ in the league.
Draw to the left.
Hey.
Of Evan Morrison. Back to the blue line, kept in, sent over to Merritt. Merritt throwing it in behind the net. Tried to crane that right back out in front of the net. Swung and a miss there. And it's poked into the corner. Coming up with this now quickly is Jonathan Sear, trying to make some magic happen. And that's picked off. Sent back behind the net, but it's picked off again. My goodness, Manotick's forecheck is on display early. Poirier is being hunted down early in this one by Dylan Ingram. Pass over to Merritt, sent a long way up into the Tweed zone, and Brody Morris will pick it up off Evan Morrison's stick, and there'll be 2 minutes gone in this first period. And a line change, wholesale change for both clubs. Morris sends that around the wall, and going in after that quickly is Bratney. Picked off, throwing it back to the blue line, and that will not stay inside the zone. On it quickly is Brown. Couldn't pick that up, sends it rink wide to Polkowski, former Gananoque Islander. Electrifying hockey player he is. Fans on the pass, keeps it and stays with it. Cannot let that turn into anything big was Jacob Bratney. Sends that in around. Millington has been a pest for the Oil Kings throughout this playoff finals. Sent in on Gilmer, and he will hold on to it. He'll play it. My goodness me, that almost turned into an opportunity for the Oil Kings. Flipped out through center. That's knocked down by Bratney. Sending it through the neutral zone, and that is not going to be an icing. In behind the net after that one quickly. It was Wilby, but couldn't come up with it. Bodies his man along the half wall, but the Oil Kings will pick it up. Little throws it in behind the net, picked off on the half wall there. And Millington, big hit by Little back to the blue line, and that is going to be a 2-minute minor to the Tweed Oil Kings for boarding. Draw to the right, back to the blue line. Finkelstein, the shot, and Morrison saw it at just the last second to get a stick on that one. Thrown up through the mid-ice area. A good forecheck there by Brudenhill. Manotick moves it quickly. Gustafson into the mid-ice area, head up the entire way. He looks like he's a different player tonight. He's had a great series, but I don't know. You may see something out of him in the goal department. Flips that back over. Finkelstein back over now. Sear, he's got a great shot. That is deflected up into the mesh and out of play. 1 minute and 24 seconds remaining in the power play for the Manotick Mariners.
Mariners fans, we need that energy all night. Let's go.
Face off inside the Tweed zone. They're looking for a puck to hit the ice. Lau and Ingram. Morris sending it back to the blue line, kept in by Cardwell. Bumped off the puck by Ingram. Lau will pick it up, throw it right back to Cardwell. Looks over to Finkelstein. Finkelstein strides the blue line, fires it in, up and over the net. Flipped out to the blue line and kept in. Morris, that's knocked down. They finally get it out to center ice. Throwing it behind the net. Morrison leaves it. Brody Morris sends it to the blue line and kept in. Half wall down low. Mariners set it up nicely here with 43 seconds remaining. Back to the blue line for Cardwell. Ripped shot, scores! Finkelstein ripped that one. A one-timer. And the Mariners jump out to a 1-0 lead on that rocket by Ben Finkelstein. It's his second goal of these finals. He has been on a roll. What a blast that was.
Mariners goal scored by number 4. Finkelstein assisted by Cardwell and Gustafson.
Yeah. What a play on that one. And the Mariners lead it early. Millington trying to send it towards the net. Hits a stanchion off the glass. Almost popped out in front of the net. And it did. The Mariners were ready. Fakes the pass. Sends it quickly through the mid-ice area. Sear trying to get behind enemy lines. And he's knocked off the puck just at the last moment. Throwing it in behind the net. Back to Cooper. Sends it over. What a great defensive play there by Bruel. Rifles it down into the corner. Oil Kings trying to set something up inside the Mariners zone. The pass, shot! Stopped by Gilmer. The rebound sat there, but it was knifed away and down the ice. Isaac Brown trying to get through that mess of Mariners. Merritt knocked down there, but it was picked up by his defensive pairing, Renault. That's picked off into the slot, and Gilmore tested for the first time here in the finals. And he come up huge. Polkowski, the head man to Makara. Snap shot, and Morrison makes a great save. Gets post to post, and that puck is sent out to center ice. And an injury there, my goodness. That face-off, one back to the Mariners. Send it in on goal. Morrison will stop that. That's sent back down all the way down to John Gilmer. Gilmer's got to be careful with that one. Looking in front, back to the point. Brody Morris, the shot blocked. And that gets all the way out to the mid-ice area. And they'll send it back around the wall. Finkelstein growls the puck inside. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it, folks, but it is a buzz in this arena. Fans have injected something into this arena. Tried the toe drag, waited a little too long. Dropped the shot, stopped by Gilmer. And it'll go back to the blue line. Kept in, sent into the slot area. It's poked into the corner. Colin Doyle sent towards the net. Bratney can't get to it. It'll come all the way back into the neutral zone. Musklau after it. And can't bring it up to the blue line. Nice pass there. Trying to get it low. The Mariners pressuring them along the wall here. Trying to move it around to the corner by Rudenhill, and the Mariners will pick it off and send it out through center, and a 2-on-1 possibly. Poirier in, 2-on-1. Shot stopped by Morrison. He played it perfectly, and a great chance. Poirier stopped the shot, redirected to the side of the net. And the Oil Kings will knife that down to the center ice area. Broge over to Renault, and it's back into the Oil King zone. Battling along the wall, that comes back to the blue line. Nice play there by Poirier, and he avoids getting labeled by Murray Free. Hey, Cody. Yes, Aztec, it is packed in here. It was packed in here 45 minutes. Well, we were here an hour and a half before pregame, and it was already getting full. That's knocked away by Hammer. Good to see Aztec. And Hammer fires that around, and it goes too little on the Tweed Oil Kings bench side of the ice. That pass is picked off. Makara avoids the hit, sends the beauty pass to LaBroge. He can't get past Carruthers to get inside the zone. Couple of hits there given by Hammer, chipping that in behind the net. Hammer flip it off the glass, and that will get all the way down into the Tweed Oil King zone. Brody Morris will collect that puck. Hardest shot a season ago in the hardest shot competition in the All-Star game. Sent over on him really quickly, and a big hit by Brown, but they're out through center. He's got good speed going as Makara. That shot is stopped by Evan Morrison. Brody gives him a shot for good measure. Draw to the left of Evan Morrison. Great start to this game. Excellent pace. Both sides showing that they want it. A lot of jawing after the whistle, like right there, Brown getting a little shot by Cardwell, and he returned the favor. Finkelstein at the draw from Dylan Ingram. A lot of conversations going on to figure out what the plan is. Cardwell looking for Merritt, but he'll fire it on through a crowd. It will not get through. Ingram will pick it up in the corner, knife it around the boards to Merritt at the blue line. Merritt sends it around to Finkelstein on the half wall, sends right towards the net. And it looked like Gustafson might have got there before, but chipped off, sent down low. Shot. It's over to Finkelstein, and Morrison diving, but he just missed the near side. Finkelstein doesn't miss that often. Trying to send it towards the net, picked off. He can't get it out cleanly. They're crossing the line. It's Brody Morris. That shot was blocked, and Gilmer will make the save on that one. Bodies Gustafson as he sent that over. Finkelstein gets by him. Chance now, shot stopped by Evan Morrison. And now they're off to the races with good speed. Dawson Ellis, he's been a contributing factor every time he's been on the ice. Dylan Ingram hit, and a penalty coming to the Oil Kings. power play once again. Look to capitalize on a man advantage. 10-13 to go here in the first period. It's just almost at the halfway point. The first frame. Well, looks like they've got a couple Mariners in the box. I think they might have had their chance for a power play. I just missed it after the whistle. And Tweed looks like they're going to go to the power play. Or not. It's 5-on-5. Face off to the right of Gilmer. Is it in behind the net? And around to Poirier. Off a foot by Colin Doyle. That will go down to Evan Morrison. Sends it around the wall. Just missed the feet to keep that inside the zone. It's passed over by Finkelstein. Picked off. Sauce pass. Connects. And they're away. Rudenhill. Drop pass over to Vandenhert to the point. The shot through. Stopped by Gilmer. Jacob Bratney's got a laser when he lets it go. Pinned along the wall, and a penalty coming to.
The last penalties were number 91 Manotick Gruffin, away team number 24 Chargers.
To the Tweed Oil Kings. Manotick will go to the power play. 9:36 remaining here in the first period. 1-0 lead for the Mariners. Lau at the draw. He will face off against Mac Lowry. Finkelstein at the draw. Cardwell on the right point. Gustafson in front of that net. That shot did not get through. Hammer is out there as well for the Mariners. Bratney trying to go into the corner to pick that off. It goes back to the blue line. The Oil Kings will send it the length of the ice. After that, quickly as Burrell got them going in game 2 to get the first goal of the game. Sent to the blue line. Gustafson trying to go around a man. They'll send it up to Lau. To Gustafson. Looking for the drop back to Lau. Sends it to Gustafson. Good puck movement to get it back and behind the net. Throw it to the point. They are now set up. Finkelstein to Cardwell. They will change sides. Reminds me of a Method Aztec situation here. Sends it back to Finkelstein. Crossed over to Gustafson. Looking up. The shot deflected up into the mesh. When it comes down, there'll be 1:06 remaining in the power play. Took them a little bit to get inside the zone. They did. And they moved it well. Mariners have a great power play. A lethal bunch. Well, the Kings are going to fight tooth and nail to try and beat them, but it's going to be an incredible last 2 to 3 games. That's one. Makara couldn't get there in time, and it's sent down the ice. Gilmer leaves it for Renault. He's got Makara coming back to support Matt Lowry. Looking at him, though, and Jonathan Sears starts racing out on the right side. That's over to Makara on the left side and just avoids a big hit. Gilmer throwing it in behind the net to Renault, and they're out. Millington on him, harassing him the entire way over to Poirier. With a drop pass, Makara was almost picked off, but that one was. 25 to go. Good job by the Oil Kings to kill possibly this second power play for Manotick. And Brody Morris broke that play up. That will be. Barrett lost his stick there. And Manotick will regroup for the. Well, that'll kill it. We are back to 5 aside. Manotick through center. Poirier's got 4 to beat. He beat them all. The shot, short side and wide. Couldn't beat Morrison, but he broke through. And that did not look like it had a chance for him to get in there. Pass over, Little, the shot on goal, and Gilmer will jump on that rebound. And great job to Matt Wilby for not slashing Gilmer. That puck sat there for a fraction of a second.
799 140-799. Green ticket. If you
To the right of Gilmer.
$250
Ingram out there. Bratney on the left side.
799.
Dawson Ellis.
We got blue and green.
Atkinson on the right point. And Jacob Bratney on the left point. Tam out there with Gustafson. Finkelstein, boy, he plays a lot. Lau at the draw. He wins that into the behind the net. Cardwell kicks it ahead and moves it crisply out through center. Gustafson sends that in, hits a stick. Morrison will slide that away from the danger area into the corner. The half wall to Gustafson. He's hit by Ingram. It causes a turnover. Nice pass over, and they're in. Drop pass now. Looks for the shot. Scored! Rip that one right through the wickets. And Elijah Bratney has the last 3 goals for the Tweed Oil Kings. What a snapshot. He has got an incredible shot, and he shows it off right there. My goodness. He's got a bullet. Gilmer did all he could. But it's tied at 1. Face off, 1 back. In the Oil Kings zone. That's Bratney's 9th goal of these playoffs. He led the team in points as well throughout the regular season with 18 goals and had himself 30 points. It's in behind the net to Morrison. He'll send it along the wall, and that will be knocked down for the Oil Kings to get out through center. Across the blue line in a nice move. Tried the toe drag around the last offender. Couldn't make it happen. Barrett bodied into the wall pretty hard by Colin Doyle. Hard pass up, connected. In on goal by Vandenhert. He tried to send it on goal. Stymied that one. Brody Morris, a nice play, but an even better play by Rudenhill. Rudenhill turning. Snaps it on goal, and Gilmer will make a nice save on that one and hold on for the whistle. Great back and forth action. The physical stuff has not let up from game 1 through game 3 now. And we love that. Face off, 1 in behind the net of the Mariners. Tam will move that rolling puck. They've got to get it to settle down, and they do. Poirier to Cooper, and they're in. Sends it towards the net, and Morrison will stop that one as it just dribbled out in the last second. The ref blows it dead. I couldn't even see it either.
Let's go.
5 minutes, 36 to go. Here in the first, that draw is 1 for the Oil Kings. That was something that they cleaned up. Mariners really owned the face-off circle in game 1. Game 2, they fought back. The Oil Kings did. And on the right side, he shot it just wide of the net. And they're carrying that on here into game 3. Sends it around to the far boards right near the Mariners bench. Sent over to Poirier, a long line change for the Oil Kings. Poirier notices it, he gets to the outside, trying to get the wrap, looking to the slot area, and it's poked off his stick and sent out through center. Cardwell makes a nice play to send it back to Corey Tam. Good puck movement inside the zone to give himself a bit of room. Get off the ice for a line change. Chipped off the glass, deep inside the Mariners zone. Merritt flips that out through center, almost caught them, but too quick. on the defensive end for Musklau. Huge hit by Murray Free, and a penalty coming to the Tweed Oil Kings once again. 3 straight power plays now for the Manotick Mariners. I think that the Mariners are questioning if it's going to be a 2 or a 5. It's the big conversation over there by the Manotick Mariners bench. Crowd's really getting into it now, let me tell you. I mean, they have not stopped hollering since the get-go. I really hope he's okay. Well, you never like to see this being down for this long. I did not know it was Gustafson either. Let's hope he's all right. Both those Gustafson boys are tough as nails, so if you see one of them down, you know that they took a hard hit. We've now seen Brett and Minch take a solid injury in a playoff game. I really hope he's okay. And Murray Free is getting thrown out of this game. It's a 5. So that may be a 5-minute major and a 10-minute game misconduct. I'll have to find out. But it's definitely 5, and I mean, if he's not getting a game misconduct, the reason why they're sending him off the ice, he is not going to be back in this period anyways, because no matter how many goals Manotick scores, he will stay in the box. So we shall see if we get any updates. Brett Gustafson. We will send them your way immediately. Draw back to the point. Cardwell sends it along the half wall to Finkelstein. To the corner for Lau. I mean, this could be the game right here. 5-minute Manotick power play. It sounds devastating. Scored! What a pass! Tic-tac Tokyo. It's 2-1 Manotick. Took 14 seconds. And that beautiful touch pass connects. Yep, he is getting a game misconduct. Murray free. Face off, one back for the Mariners. They're out through center. Gain the line and get it into the corner deep. Sear, the half wall, back down to Sear. To Finkelstein. Long pass over. Sharp pass. Back over to Finkelstein. Crowded in front of the net. Saved by Evan Morrison. Carruthers pinning him against the wall. That goes back to the blue line. Finkelstein. Pass over to Poirier. Looking back to Finkelstein. No, he'll go over to Poirier. To Cardwell, and it's deflected up into the stands.
Assisted by number 22, Johnny Steed.
4:05 left in this Manotick power play. I think it's their third or fourth of the period. I can't remember. That's sent up on a break. Away. Nice move. Shot, and he just missed it. Far side. Rifles it back towards the net and wide by Elijah Bratney. Ingram hits his man into the wall and hoping to keep them down there for a little bit longer. And Manotick will get a 5-on-3. Finkelstein, drop pass to Cardwell. Back over to Finkelstein. Walking in, shot, and a great save by Evan Morrison. He needs to be sharp for the next minute 45. That's drilled down the ice. Is that 5, Cody? I can't remember. It's it's wild. You don't like to see a playoff game decided by power plays in a 5-minute major. A 5-on-3 in the first period after they've had 3 or 4 already. It's really wild. Jonathan Sears sending it behind the net to Ryan Lau. Back to the blue line to Poirier. Over to Finkelstein. Walking in. Faked it. Over! Shot and a stop by Morrison. Rifled there by Poirier. He was locked and loaded. Passed over. Faked the shot by Finkelstein. Sending it towards the net. Stopped twice by Evan Morrison. He is, I'm telling you, he is so calm. As Justin would say, it kind of reminds me of Carey Price, just his demeanor, you know. He's very calm in that net. Trying to throw it out in front of the net. And like Tweed wanting a hook there. Looking for the drop pass. But with a 5-on-3, you really don't want to send it near back towards your net. Vandenhert was pinned along the wall. Ryan Polkowski, the drop pass for Poirier. Snapped a shot. Morrison makes a nice save there. Chip to Finkelstein. Passed over. Shot. Rifled it off the glass. Around and back down into the Manotick zone. 20 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. They'll still have, what, a minute 42 in the 5-on-4. Quick math. Looking for the drop pass. Will connect. And they're set up again. Cooper over Finkelstein, the shot, and it's stopped again through a huge crowd They've killed off the 5-on-3. They will be shorthanded for the rest of this period. That is down to the final minute. Gilmer leaves it for Renault. Being checked up there by Bratney. Renault to the blue line, sending it in around the wall. Brody Morris can't get a hold of that one. And that is up into the air, and it'll be out of play. Draw to the left of Evan Morrison. This crowd is they are getting wound up, let me tell you, for both sides. There's a huge following here of Tweed fans. It's massive to my left, and the rest are the the Mariner fans, but Tweed has come out in heavy form. Pass over, rifled, scored! Pete Morrison over his shoulder, and that's a goal by Ben Finkelstein.
When I say Manotick, you say Mariners, Manotick, Manotick. I can't hear you, make some noise! Goal scored by number 4, Ben Finkelstein. Assisted by number 19 and 22.
Draw one to the Oil Kings. 22 seconds remaining in this first period. To Poirier. Blue line. Gets set up. Sending it into the half wall. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Pinned into the corner. Good hit there. Bunch of body. And that will do it for the first frame. Now 3 power play goals for the Mariners, and they will lead the first period 3-1. And stay tuned, folks. We have game 1 of this series between Manotick and Tweed. James has all the highlights the last time that we were here at the Mike O'Neill Arena. We're doing great, Joshua, big time. All right, folks, we will be back. Manotick, Tweed, highlights of game 1. Thanks for tuning in. 3-1. After 1, you're watching NPHL Central on YouTube. The draw is one along the half wall, sent towards the net, but it'll ring around the wall. Melvin will drill that wide, go back to Cardwell at the blue line. He's got Tam on the left side, but he'll throw it in behind the net to a wide open Lau. Into the slot, shot, and a great save by Evan Morrison to keep it tied at nothing. A redirect, the bouncing puck in front, score! Jonathan Sears scores the first finals goal for the Manotick Mariners franchise. Holy Dinah indeed. He called that one out. Might have thought it hit somebody. Carruthers being forechecked right away into the feet there of Little, and he couldn't come up with it. A break on the left side. Renault, what a stop! Rebound, scores! Morrison stopped the first one. The second one right on the tape, and Cooper pops it home. It's 2-0 Mariners, and this place goes crazy. Over to Renault and hopped on him. He'll have to turn back, and behind his own net, he is being chased down by Isaac Brown. Across the line, and he's in. Renault end-to-ender, back to the blue line to Sear. Pass over, fake the 1-T. Sear will let it go, and it's blocked. And can he make it? The break. Van Grudenhill on goal. Scores! Jacob Grudenhill puts it in the back of the net, and it's 2-1 on a short-handed effort. Holy Dinah indeed. That was incredible. 20 seconds remaining. Gustafson at that blue line trying to chip it over to Renault, and he couldn't make it happen. Yeah, you can hear the cowbells. The Oil Kings have come out in numbers. A pass, and behind the net, oh my goodness. No panic at all there by Melvin. He's gone end to end. Melvin scores! Oh my word, what a goal! End to end, behind his own net, was forechecked like crazy, didn't even pretend like he was there, and walked the length of the ice, put a beauty dangle on Morrison, and put it top shelf. My, oh my, what a goal. Brothers knocks his man down. Ingram turning and sends that into the neutral zone. And there's another hit across the line. Renault the shot, and Morrison still there to stop pucks. That's given away. Makara over. The give and go? No! It's gone by the hammer. Fake the give and go, and he put it home. And Tweed kind of got lost up in the hitting and the physicality, and it became a 1-on-3 deep inside the Tweed zone. And it's now a 4-1 lead in favor of the Manotick Mariners. Oh, yeah. One period down, one to go. Let's get you caught up to date on the goal scoring in the first period. Ben Finkelstein got the Mariners off and running from Jake Cardwell and Brett Gustafson on the power play. Then the Oil Kings, Elijah Bratney from Dawson Ellis and Jacob Bratney. Then the Mariners again on the power play from Poirier and Jonathan Sear and Ben Finkelstein, and then 26 seconds remaining in the first period on the power play, Ben Finkelstein from Poirier and Jonathan Sear. Shots on goal in that period, 17 to 11 in favor of the Mariners. There's 33 seconds left on the penalty to Murray 3. He will have to look for a way to get back in this game.
I see you in the middle. All the way to the back, all the way to the front. Hey.
They got 40 minutes.
Put your hands up. I see you.
Face off. One back. Brody Morris will drill that down just wide. And Gilmer will leave it. Cardwell to Finkelstein. Lau across the blue line, racing in. Behind the net it goes. The point. Finkelstein into the corner. Poirier bounced up and hit Morris. Battling along the half wall back to the point. Sends him away on a breakaway on goal. Scores! What a beautiful goal! Refresh out of the penalty box and finishes that beautiful play. Mac Lowry couldn't have been a better time for that one. And it's now 2-1. 2-1. 3-2 in favor of the Mariners. I was looking at something else. Yeah. Wow. What a pass. Draw one back. Carruthers. Pass over to Vandenhert. Back to Carruthers. Sent up to Vandenhert. He's across the line and in. Toe drag into the feet. Can't get that puck back. Mariners send it off the boards. Rudenhill slips it up to Vandenhert. Lowry can't stop there to pick up that puck. The Mariners are back in their own zone. Cardwell off the wall. Poirier sends that in. Cardwell stopping up, trying to go around the net, passing that to the slot. Vandenhert with great wheels just can't get away from Tam. The blue line passed over. The chance just missed the top shelf on that one for Brudenhill. The blue line sent in behind the net. Brudenhill there spins away from the defender on him. Trying to get it down low. Gets to the blue line and they'll just regroup back inside the neutral zone. Flips that over and look for Bratney in front. Ingram back to the blue line. That was picked off by Lau. Wheeling and dealing in. Trying to get behind enemy lines. And he can't do it. Battling in it in the corner from Musklau. And the Oil Kings will come out with it. Bratney, rink wide pass. He's throwing it towards the net. Gilmer steer that towards the corner for Ingram. Renault along the wall, and he will come out with it. throw it in behind the net to Merritt. The pass knocked down by Brody Morris, sent it towards the net. The redirect was there, and this may do Coincidental Miners. That the penalty to Merritt, and that may be the Oil Kings' first power play of the game. I am not 100% sure what is the big discrepancy here. I actually thought Tweed, I thought Tweed was getting a penalty first, and then maybe Manotick did something after the fact to retaliate, make it 5-on-5, but I don't see an Oil King going to the box yet. There, I think Dawson Ellis is going to the box for 2 minutes. We're going 5 aside. The Oil Kings will stop the wait for their first power play of the game. Draw to the right of Gilmer. Back to the blue line. Crothers, the shot through, stopped through a screen. Sent along the wall. Finkelstein knocked that off his stick by Millington. Nice move there, and a big hit at center ice, sending that into the corner. Vanden Hurt spins away from the forecheck, sends it in through center, and they're away. Millington across the blue line. The drop pass. Ruel to Millington. Tried to throw it out in front of the net. It was knocked off his feet. Down for Crothers inside the Tweed zone. That pass. Knocked down, picked off by Finkelstein. Loses his footing in the corner. Game is a lot more exciting at 5-on-5, let me tell you. It's a very even keel game. Off the boards, knocked down by Cooper. Oh, what a pass, and he's breaking in. Poirier shot it just up over the net. Hit a stanchion and bounced out in front of the net. Flip pass. Ruel can't get there. It was out in front of him. Knocked up to the blue line. Poirier keeps it onside. Some fancy footwork. Sent over, looking for the opportunity to let that one fly, and it never came. Speeding it through center. The pass over, sending it over to Brudenhill, and he couldn't pull the trigger. Tried to get that back to Brody Morris. Off the wall. Morris. Yeah, Sear did not want to go in there first if Morris was going to get a chance for a big hit on him there. Jonathan Sear. Pass over, connects. Back over to Renault. That pass connects to Sear. Snapped a shot, and that is going to be in offside.
Last penalties were number 24, Away King slashing, 27 Manotick slashing, 4-on-4 hockey.
Just outside the Tweed zone, or a draw.
3, the Oil Kings, 2.
Lau with Finkelstein to his right. Cardwell. Finkelstein, actually, I'm pretty sure I was told. Across the blue line, sends it in behind the net. Finkelstein's there first. Looking out in front of the net. Lau backhands it to the point. Shot through by Tam. They hit the knob of Morrison's stick. Manotick trying to come out in front with it. Knocked off the puck. And it goes in behind the net, trying to throw it out in front. And they can't complete the pass, sending it over to the neutral zone and out. Brown takes a hit by Tam. Back around to the blue line, comes out to center ice. To the corner, behind the net, and Tweed trying to get set up inside the Manotick zone. Drop to Ingram, sends it through a screen, and Gilmer finds it and holds on for the whistle. Draw to the right of John Gilmer. It was a nice save through a massive screen. Dylan Ingram. Jacob Bratney at the blue line. Dawson Ellis to his left. He wins it to him, but Renault was there quickly with the stick and sent that in behind the net. Trying to gain the blue line, and they do. Looking for a shot there through a screen. Ingram backhands that, pinching in the shot. The rebound's there, and they can't complete that one. Great defense by the Mariners. That errant pass is picked off, and they'll drill that inside the zone to Cooper. The shot fanned on to the slot. What a block there. Great play by Elijah Bratney. Doesn't just score goals, he blocks shots too. That pass went to the front of the net, but Bratney did not turn around in time to see it. Flipped out through center. Ingram knocks that down. Throwing it back into the Tweed zone. A long ice pass. Ingram couldn't fight that one off. Barrett. And a good play by Vandenhert to get himself in the way of that one. Sent up and almost picked off the red line. Huge hit behind the play. Renault does not like the look of what he saw going up the ice, so he stops and turns back, gives it over to Makara. Makara, stick check there by Carruthers. Renault to Makara. On the outside of the Carruthers, and Evan Morrison will snare that one and hold on for a face-off. What a great game in front of us. A lot of time. 13:05 remaining here in the second period. Shots on goal favor Manotick 18-16. And this crowd is ready to explode again. Finkelstein, Lau, Merritt, Cardwell, and LeBro out on the ice. Scrum draw. Shot from the point, stopped by Morrison. And chance for Lau. And Morrison comes up with another one. No ice. Millington needs off. They'll make one change. Second period's always the hardest to make a line change. Pass over to Lau in the slot. Morrison makes two beauties. The second one, what you might not have seen on the rebound, kept that pad down. Gilmer flipped that on goal. Will hold on for the faceoff. 12:32 remaining here in the second frame. Series tied 1-1. Hope you're enjoying it at home. It is loud here at the Mike O'Neill Arena. One back to the blue line, and it gets past Vandenhert and out through center. Bratney the pass over through the neutral zone to Doyle. Pass over to the wing, and that pass was easily picked off by Poirier. Throwing it in behind the net, Renault has plenty of time. Sends it over to Cooper. That pass hits flush He was off balance to Sear, and that is going to go all the way down for no icing. Vandenhert speeds through, gets behind the Mariners into the right corner, trying to get around one more man, but Cooper pinches him off. Makes a nice play to thwart that opportunity, and the Mariners just easily pick it up and go out through center. But that's caught right off immediately by Colin Doyle. Oh, a 2-on-1 possibly. Finkelstein into the slot, and Evan Morrison couldn't find the bouncing puck. Almost looked like the goal that ended the game back in Tweed. The hits just keep on coming. Evan Morrison stops that in behind the net for Joseph Crothers. Vandenhert off the wall, and that couldn't be picked off there by Wilby. Finkelstein throwing it in behind the net. Evan Morrison plays that. Crothers off the boards and out through center. They're playing a little game of catch here for the last minute and a half, and it will continue. That's chipped. Hammer sends it in. That hit Brody right in the stomach. Flipped out and down the ice again. Neither team is feeling very comfortable, and Gilmer did not feel comfortable with that one. And he'll hold on for the face-off. Draw to the left. That's one directed towards Gilmer. He leaves that for Tam. Tam starts up inside his own zone, wheeling as he goes. Sends that around the boards. Polkowski's there to receive it. Sends it towards the net. Polkowski actually played with Gilmer in Gananoque, but they're away. Looks like it's Dawson Ellis's turn, and he shot it wide. Back into the neutral zone here, and they're looking to bring it in as Atkinson sends that over. Dawson Ellis sends it around the boards, and he can't complete that pass. Ingram can't. It's a 2-on-1 race. Makara's got speed. Makara, what a great defensive play, and what a great save by Morrison. Dove to block the pass across. It's in front. Morrison again stops it, and will that be a penalty? It looked like he stuck him after the whistle. That was the question on Oil King's mind. A lot of grinding after the whistle, a lot of pushing and shoving. These two teams are in it to do nothing but win it. To the right of Morrison's made a bunch of great saves in this period as the Mariners press over to Renault. Renault sets along the wall. The pass over to Cooper to the top of the blue line. And that will go to Sear to the corner. Vandenhert on him. He is an exceptional player. Threw that right in front of the net. Tried to bank it off. Morrison. Pass over the give and go. The shot towards the net. Renault at the blue line. Keeps it in and sends it over. Carruthers will rifle it around the wall. He picked off there. Millington in with a big hit. Poirier trying to get through that screaming hit, and will be out through center. Good hit by Burrell. Millington with a nice hit as well. Carruthers, a pass through center. Good defensive play. It's on the tape of Brown. Scores! How did they counter that one? I have no idea. The Mariners looked like they were in really good defensive shape, but somehow Isaac Brown got behind the Mariners defenseman and put it 5-hole on John Gilmer. Like, the Mariners defense is so good, and they're a defensive-minded club as well. They are a high-wheeling, freewheeling offensive hockey club, but they really take responsibility in their own zone. I don't know how. I think Millington bumping into their two defensemen and just sifting it over to Brown, and he found the back of the net. That goes up into the rafters, and that will possibly be at center ice.
Our next blue ticket is 719-614. 719-614.
Right out in front of the Manotick
That is
bench.
the second blue ticket for the second period. You won
The draw is one back for the Mariners. Cardwell will send that in behind the net. Rudenhill just waited a mite too long. Mac Lowry turns that over. Finkelstein looking for the hat trick. He's got 2 in the game. That was chipped up and out of play. Finkelstein right now has 3 goals in these finals. He leads every player. Pretty incredible. Love how lively the chat is, folks. Share as well. Make sure you subscribe. We're just about at our 1,000 goal. It'll be great going into next season for that, and also for the Outlaw Tournament. Across the line. Ripped a shot, and Gilmer made a beautiful save on that one. But give these incredible hockey players their just due, and you know, it's one of those things that if we don't share it, nobody knows about them except for us. We shouldn't be the only ones with all having all the fun. Face off to the right of John Gilmer. Brody Morris at the point. Tried to get it back to him, and they do. He'll try and send that through. Be nice to see one of his big boomers go, but it's hard because everybody knows. Penalty coming to, I think it's Sears. Yep, Jonathan Sears. So took a half of a game before the Oil Kings get their first power play, and this one is called on a slash to Jonathan Sears. And a great physical game by both clubs. Lau at the draw, and that one is in behind the net. Oh boy, he was streaking up, was Lau, but the Oil Kings picked it up. Now they're away again. Poirier, the backhand, and what a great work there by Jacob Bratney and Vandenhert, because they had Poirier and Lau breaking out, 2 incredibly gifted forwards, and somehow was able to thwart that opportunity. And that's picked off. And that is moved into the corner. Nice play there. Stopped up. That pass is delivered across the blue line to the half wall and sent around behind the net. Bratney can't get there, but he's helped by Lowry, and that is sent all the way down to Evan Morrison. Shots on goal are basically even, 21-20 in favor of Manotick. Pass over and out. They're trying to get set up here. Going down low, but Manotick is on every single pass. Looking to the slot. That was a great defensive play by Poirier, or that might have found the back of the net. Mac Lowry back to the blue line. Vandenhert over to Mac Lowry. Lowry looking back to the point to Vandenhert. Sends it through a screen. Stopped by Gilmer. The rebound was knocked away from the front of the net. Bratney to the half wall. Back to the blue line now. Shot. Blocked and out. 10 seconds. That should basically kill this power play, and we'll be back 5 aside. Chipped in. Where the Zamboni comes out, that's not fresh. Nice ice over there. 5:55 remaining here in the second period. Pass up to Jonathan Sear. Bodied along the wall. Sear, and they're just in offside. They have both sides. I mean, as I spoke about in the opening with losing 9 players, and Tweed really rebounded and created a great group here in Tweed. So has Manotick. I mean, they have a winning culture because of the winning guys they have. They're all elite players, and they get the job done. I don't know if you can still hear me there, Cheryl. If you can, let me know, because it will come back. It's just bouncing up and down. Pass over to Brody Morris. Knocked off his stick. Brony turns back inside of his own zone. Passing it over to Atkinson. Send that in. Knocked off his feet. Atkinson spins and just tried to get it in deep in the Manotick zone. Renault sees a window and goes through it. Passed over, looking for the return pass. And it was just out of his reach. The blue line chipped out on the tape of Burrell. Knocked away. Big hit on the wall, but Finkelstein saw it coming. Finkelstein trying to get it in deep. Brown. Pass over to Burrell, or to Atkinson, back to Morris. Flip through center. Millington need a line change. Well, that is taking too long, those line changes for Tweed. And they are getting caught on it. Poirier tried to fire that one. Threw a shot through and up over the net and off the glass. Manotick setting up. Knocked off the...
Left on the game clock.
Face off to the right of Morrison. Tweed is 3 for 6 on the power play. Or Manotick is 3 for 6 on the power play, I mean. And that's sent out, and down the ice it goes. 4:08 left here in the second period. 3-all. Hammer throws that into the corner. Mariners setting up nicely again. Finkelstein the shot, and deflected away from the net by Evan Morrison. Sends it over by Cooper. Shot, and what a stop by Morrison to challenge that puck. You've got to do that to a sniper, and that's exactly what he did. Back into the corner. Evan Morrison has come up with some beautiful saves in this game. Chips it in behind the net. Good job in front of the net by Colin Doyle. Gilmer rips that along the wall, and there's Finkelstein waiting for it in the neutral zone. That pass over to Sear with speed by him, looking into the slot, and he can't connect. And they're off. Jacob Bratney will get it out and down the ice. He might get a chance here. No, he'll stop up. Good play to Mac Lowry, and the Mariners will snuff that out. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Good pass over, and a great play by Sear. Polkowski stops up. Back to the blue line, Renault. Into the mid-ice. Ripped it just wide. The rebound. And Polkowski elects not to shoot it. Sends it over to Poirier. Renault to Poirier, goes into the slot. Shoots, and a stop there. Oh, and Jonathan Sear tried to smack that in the back of the net. And that's the end of the power play. And they are 5 aside once again. Knocked into the mid-ice area by Brody Morris. Nice stick lift there, but Jonathan Sear is way too strong. Pass just in front of Brody Morris. Ripped it, and a save by Gilmer. Holy Dinah. I think that's the 4th time I've seen it hit the knob of the stick in this game. Brody Morris crossed the line, knocked off his stick, trying to get back, and Hammer crossed the line, dropped pass to Cooper. Tried to put it towards the net. Renault keeps it inside the zone. Throws it across the blue line beautifully. And that is chipped off the glass and around. Behind the net it goes. Ryan Lau pinned against the wall by Jacob Bratney. And Cooper comes out with it. Cooper sends it towards the net. Evan Morrison makes the save. And they'll hold it and skate to the red line. Try to dump it in. And Dawson Ellis will turn that over. They're in on goal. Stopped by Evan Morrison again. Can you believe it? He has been in the 10-bell salute all game long. Off to the right of Evan Morrison, $1.19 remaining here in the second period. It is all tied up at 3. Knocked down and in by Burrell. Tried to go around him. Following it was Brown, and that's sent on. Gilmer will snare that and hold on for the face-off.
All right, Mariners fans, we need that energy right now. 105 left on the game clock.
Shots on goal are basically even. Mariners have the advantage by 1 shot. That's 1, and out they come. Poirier has great speed. Smart play there by Musklau to throw him off stride, but that's to Finkelstein trying to throw it into the slot, and Morrison makes a nice save. Oh, Jonathan Sear really wanted that one. Dove towards that puck and tried to send it home, and it will stay deadlocked at 3. Stay tuned for the second intermission. It will be last Sunday's game in Tweed, Game 2 between the Oil Kings and the Mariners. James has the highlight package for you. So if you missed it, check it out. To the blue line by Lowry and sent in. Good play there to try and get the stick lift and pull off that play. Sear trying to make good on what happened on the last shift. Trying to go around him. He's staying with it. Jonathan Sear into the slot, off the goal post. I thought that hit the back of the net on a terrible giveaway inside the Tweed zone, and he rung the goal post. They have 17 seconds to get one more opportunity for one side or the other. Cardwell to Poirier, turning at the circle. Tried to move it in. They will gain the line. They will get a chance, but it will be thwarted, and we will go to the third period deadlocked in a 3-3 tie. Shots on goal, 26-23 in favor of Manotick. Stay tuned. Game 2 from Tweed between the Mariners and the Oil Kings. Thanks for tuning in, folks. You're watching NPHL Central on YouTube.
We got one more period of play.
Collect it in their own zone. Defenseman of the year was Jake Cardwell for the Manotick Mariners. He's wearing number 72. Scored! The hammer puts the Mariners on the board first, and it's 1-0. Same way it started last night's game. All that was released by the NPHL yesterday. So congratulations to all those terrific hockey players. He just stayed onside. Lau! And what a beauty save by Lovies. Threw out the glove and the little windmill action after to boot. They were 4 men back all the time, but still providing great offense as well. That's hard to do. Cooper, what a save by Lovies, challenging the shot, getting out to the top of the blue paint, throwing it the blocker. Setting up inside their own zone to try and move out. Forecheck from Tweed, couldn't stifle them. That pass to Lau is a breakaway! Stop by Lovies! Oh, baby, what a save. Trying to go the wraparound. Stopped again by Lovies. The rebound stopped, and he'll get the third one, too. My, oh, my. What else does Matt Lovies have to do? That's him on the far side, actually. That is Ruel. Fat pass over. Brody Morris, what a save. The rebound. He's got that too. Riley Tondreau with 2 beauty saves and keeps it 1-0. Picked off there. And he's got Crothers flat-footed there. Lau with great speed sends it over. Finkelstein. What a save. Matt Lowry comes up again. The magic continues. Can the Oil Kings find one for their netminder? Top ball to Cardwell, back to Cooper, down low, trying to walk out with it. Lovies with the stick down. They score! I didn't see how it went in, but it did. And it's 2-0. Mariners knocked down, but still was able to get a strong shot just on the outside of the net. Racing through center is Brown, throwing it over. Rip, scored! There's a goal, and it's for the Oil Kings. to this crowd. Waiting a little bit too long, and that's a 2-on-1 break. Finkelstein, toe drag. What a save by Lovies again. Vandenhert out through center. Room at the draw. O'Cara. Shot from the point. Scored! Elijah Bradney might have got a piece of it, but I think it was straight in. Yep, straight in by Brody Morris. They tied it in two. That face off is one. Out in front of the net. There it is! And there it goes! Matt Lovies. What a save again! To the tape. Melvin. Sear and Ingram battling along the wall. Sear goes down in a heap, and the Oil Kings are back, drilling it. Stop. Score! The rebound to Elijah Bradney, and the Oil Kings have their first lead of the series with 2:25 to go. Skate through center, but he'll throw that into the corner and go after it. Bruneau off the wall to Cooper, picked off, trying to get after it. The shot stopped by Tondreau. The rebound is there. It's not in the net. No, it is not. Tondreau kept it out. No, sir. No goal. In behind the net and stops as Gustafson pushed him to the limit. Throwing it over to Brody Morris. Morris sends it. Redirected inside the zone. Chance, a stop by Tondreau. In front of the net, the bouncing scores! Holy Dinah indeed! It took 50 seconds, and the Oil Kings have tied this series at 1. That puck was in the air for a good felt like 2.5 hours, and when it come down, it found the back of the net. Listen to this crowd. are back for the third period, just in the nick of time. (3-3), 40 minutes down. The Oil Kings and the Mariners have put on a show once again. Shots on goal in that period favored Tweed this time, 12-9. Goal scoring summary was all Tweed. Mac Lowry from Colin Doyle and Isaac Brown from Nathaniel Burrell. Total shots are 26-23 in favor of the Manotick Mariners. Both goalies have been superb.
We're working together, kind of. I don't know. Weird little thing. Mariners fans! Mariners fans, you guys want to go home tonight? Mariners fans, you guys want to go home tonight? All right. The season has been amazing so far. Game 3. It's crazy right now. Please, welcome back to the ice. Your Manotick
All right, folks, we are 5-on-5 to start this third period. It's 3-3, two very skilled hockey clubs. We will be back at it again tomorrow. A quick turnaround for James and I. Go home, get a nap in, and we're right back to the Tweed Community Arena in beautiful Tweed. Who will have the lead in the series? Will it be the Oil Kings on home ice, or will the Mariners look to take the championship on the road?
Put your hands up right now! Put your hands up right now! Mariners fans, put your hands in the air!
Here we go. Can you believe this crowd? The draw is won, and Hammer is in. He's bodied by Carruthers. Evan Morrison plays it around the wall, and Ryan Lau was immediately on Vandenhert. Bratney sends that over to Carruthers. Long pass is chipped inside the zone, and Cardwell will backpedal and drill it back up to Hammer. Knocked off the puck, knocked down at center ice, and they're in. Lau to Hammer. In behind the net, Vandenhert couldn't get to him in time, but Mac Lowry do. Through center, that pass up, and they can't get to it, sent in, and that is offside. Manotick setting up and will make a quick little line change as well. Long ice pass. Hammer will backhand it in. Brody Morris is in after it first. Turning it. And lays that one right to the tape of Elijah Bratney. Elijah tries to get through. He leaves it for Dylan Ingram. Looks to the point. Fanned on it was Atkinson. Over to the side, and he fired it wide. It was a rolling puck. Ingram again. Over in front. What a save by Gilmore. Scores! Oh my word! Dawson Ellis on the doorstep. He had a chance 3 seconds earlier, and this time he made good. 4-3. And this place erupts. And that is the Tweed Oil King Booster Club coming to this arena. Draw one and chipped out through center. Merritt will play that over to Cardwell. Back over to Merritt. The last time the Oil Kings took the lead The Mariners scored almost immediately to tie it up and bring it to overtime back in Tweed. Bodied along the wall. The Mariners picked it up and threw it into the slot, and Jacob Bratney will send that out through center and picked off by Renault as he pinched inside the line and was still able to get back and knock that puck off the Oil Kings forechecker. Brown really harassing Renault inside the zone. Bonnie's him and looking to take the puck off his stick. Renault still with it. He'll hand that off to Poirier, and Poirier will try it. Skating through center and across the line and in. Tries the wrap. It was closed off. Now they're set up nicely. Finkelstein the shot, stopped by Evan Morrison. Cleared back to the blue line. Corey Tam back over. Whistles a shot off the cage of Evan Morrison. Along the wall to Burrell. Burrell in his feet. He's just trying to fend off Manotick Mariners as they come for that puck. Cardwell's stick is sharp. If you can see that 72, he's got it right now. That is a beautiful stick. Trying to send it inside the zone. That's picked off by Lau, and that will be brought dead on the offside. I do not remember seeing so much conversation inside that chat. I can't rightly get up to date with what everybody's saying, but I hope you're enjoying it at home, folks. We are loving it here at the Mike O'Neill Arena in Manotick. Carruthers receive that puck off of Colin Doyle. One face-off across the blue line. Rutenhill the shot, and Corey Tam caught that in an uncomfortable spot. He might need a line change, but Mac Lowry brings it back in, so he will not get a chance. That shot whistles up and out of play. Be a draw inside the Manotick zone. Draw to the right of John Gilmer. Won by the Mariners. Merritt to Cooper. They are a great puck-playing team, I'll tell you. They move it so well, the Mariners. Bodied into the corner by Carruthers. Mariners working along the wall. Cooper sends it off the glass, and Carruthers trips his man up, and it's knocked out through by Doyle. He'll flip that pass through center ice, and Manotick will dump and chase again. Throwing it back down low. Manotick to the point, over to Poirier. Sipped backhand pass over and looking for Merritt to send that around the wall. That'll get to Jonathan Sear. Sear getting away from his man, but he was double teamed as Carruthers came in to help. Bank pass off the wall, and a great speed there. Opportunity by Rudenhill, and he's knocked off the puck. Cooper sends that into the mid-ice area across the line. Renault, the shot, and whistles that far side wide and all the way back into the Manotick Mariners end of the ice. Trying to knock it down is Dylan Ingram. Knocked down, and they couldn't get to the slot area in time. Elijah Bratney, the second effort there, couldn't poke it to his man. Gets to the Mariners tape, and crisply, I thought he had it out through the zone. That's chipped up and out of play. I am really glad, Cheryl, big time, #1 super fan. Love having you on hand. James says hello. Big time. Face off to the right of John Gilmer. Millington out there, but Lau won that very cleanly. Gilmer knifes that back in behind the net. Along the glass, back behind the net it goes for Hammer. Sends it over to Tam, and they are out. Merritt, a nice move. Look at the speed, actually. That was Hammer. I thought, what a play in there. Atkinson along the wall. It's knifed back into the corner. Shoved back to Tam. He will ignite and send it towards the net, and just wide. Finkelstein bonnying up against Morris. That is never a good idea. But he held his own, let me tell you. Hammer in the corner. Nice move to get around him. Knocked his stick out of his hand, looking to the point. The shot, and Evan Morrison as Lau hunting down the slot. And Evan Morrison reaches out with a catching mitt, holds on to the face-off.
We're playing the hits right now, let's go.
Game 3, 1-all, series tied. The Oil Kings lead it with 14:38 to go, 4-3. Draws one for the Oil Kings. Flipped out through center ice. Rudenhill just out of his reach. He is a lightning bug, number 16 for the Tweed Oil Kings, let me tell you. Sent into the corner. Cooper at the Poirier back at the point to Cooper. Flipped through center, just over Rudenhill's stick. That pass connects to Poirier. Nice feed over. They gain the line, and that is just an offside. And the chippy stuff after the whistle seems to have subsided for now. They're just playing between the whistles. Face off in front of the Tweed bench. Olkowski with Tam and Cardwell out there as well. And they'll drill that around, and LaBroge will go after it along with Makara, but it's all the way back into the Manotick zone. Gilmer backhands that to his mate, and LaBroge will gain the blue line, trying to go around Vandenhert. Vandenhert too sharp for that, and he will wheel out through center. Vandenhert, the drop pass, it does not connect, and they are back the other way. Along the half wall, spinning to the corner, passing it out in front, but Evan Morrison using his stick in a great fashion there. Great defensive play by Corey Tam as Matt Wilby tried to get by him. LaBroge sends it around the boards. Morris trying to get there first. Morris sends that out through center. Renault spins, and that connects to Merritt. Now the Manotick Mariners are really, for the last 2 minutes, pressing Tweed hard off the glass. They'll chip it ahead, can't connect. Brody Morris will drill that in to get it deep and clear the zone. Excuse me. Little couldn't get to that puck, and Ryan Lau speeds down the ice, trying to get past Carruthers, but he'll pick that off. Shot stopped by Evan Morrison. The second chance is stopped as well, and Lau couldn't pull the trigger. Merritt. They are onside. Renault, that backhand will go to Carruthers. He'll send that off the boards to the blue line to Elijah Bratney and out. Renault to the hammer. Sends it around the boards. Hits the Zamboni door and popped right out in front of the net. Guaranteed Morrison will know that for the next time. The door's got a bit of a wow in it over there. Poirier across the line. He's stick checked. And Tweed will carry it across the Manotick line. The drop pass, the snap shot, block, the score! The rebound, and Elijah Bratney scores again. Bratney with his 10th goal of the playoffs, leading the charge for his Tweed Oil Kings. Can you believe it? Manotick controlled literally the last 3 minutes of play, pressing the Oil Kings to the limit, and they turned it around and put it home. 5-3 for Tweed.
Scored by number 27, assisted by number 24.
Unbelievable. I mean, this series has had everything.
That is Elijah's second goal tonight.
Face off one to Manotick. They dumped it in. That is not going to be an icing. That is going to be an icing. It was a no. Oh, it was no on the offside. Yes, on the icing. Sent all the way back into the Tweed zone. Here in Cardwell, Poirier, Tam, and on the far side, that looks like Cooper. Millington at the draw. He's got Brown in front with Carruthers behind him. Vandenhert on the blue line for the Oil Kings. And Brown as well. What a huge hit by Millington. I was talking to Super before the game and telling him Millington has had a burr in his saddle all series long. Knocked Cooper down in front of the net, and Morrison steered that away from the danger area back to the point. Tam the shot, and Morrison neatly blockers that one away. Throws it behind the net. Cooper knocked off the puck by Carruthers off the boards. Burrell tried to get it out. Chance now. Pass over to Poirier, and he's drilled into the corner by Brown. Vandenhert can't come up with that puck. It's in behind the net. They're trying to move it out to center, and they will. Gets by him. Cross the line. Burrell the shot, and that's stopped by Gilmer. Blew his stick right in two pieces. Manotick now looking for that counter punch that they do so well. The corner, Finkelstein gets by a man. They've got a 3-on-2 chance. Shot, and he put it just wide as Lau crashing towards that net. Hammer just put it wide. 10 minutes. Almost. Finkelstein behind enemy lines and scores! When you're on a roll, you're on a roll. And Ben Finkelstein nets another one. Unbelievable. He has been electric for the Manotick Mariners when they've needed him. And this one is going to be number 3 on the evening for Ben Finkelstein. And that will be number 10 as well for Ben Finkelstein.
That's a hat trick for Ben Finkelstein tonight.
Wow. Well, it's 5-4. 10:07 remaining here in the third period. Clear the ice of the Hats and get going here. 10:07 remaining in the third frame. Ellis and Poirier getting a little jumpy at the draw. Ellis will get there first and move it back to the coffers of his D pairing. Carruthers, good deflection inside the zone there by Dawson Ellis. That's chipped to the blue line, and that is a clean exit for the Mariners. Cross ice pass, Jonathan Sear in, going around Carruthers, but Morrison makes an incredible save again. Renault. This crowd is really alive now. Cheering on the Mariners. Poirier behind the line, and a penalty coming. Well, Manotick on the evening are 3-4-7. Looking to go 4-4-8.
We got the 50-50 coming up. I We'll be doing the 50-50
Face-off scrum back. Cardwell sends that over. Finkelstein to Cardwell. One-timer. Stopped. And it's bouncing loose. Chipped up over the net. And that is out of play. .9:12 remaining. 1:47 in the power play. A 5-4 lead for the Tweed Oil Kings. Wow, at the draw. He's up against Colin Doyle. Mariners will now get set up. Cardwell pass over. Lau sends that to Poirier. Looking back to the point to Cardwell. That's passed over and a diving effort by Brudenhill. Brudenhill stops up. Brudenhill will wait and snap that through, and Gilmer will make a nice save and he'll hold on for the whistle. And the Tweed crowd loves Brudenhill's effort. The draw to the left of Gilmer. We'll try and win it back for Tweed to get it out of the zone and kill more time. The Mariners look to do just what they did and get ready to capitalize on this power play. Finkelstein snaps that around the boards. Brody Morris gives a whack at that, and that supported the play there by Jacob Bratney. That's Elijah. Passover is a good one to Poirier. He gains the blue line. Stops up and waits for his teammates to get inside the zone. Finkelstein sends it down low, kicked it on goal, and Evan Morrison quickly bounces on that loose puck.
Get out your white ticket, get out your white ticket. 50-50 is 0013 9071 0013 9071 9071.
To the right of Evan Morrison, back to Finkelstein. Cooper, snap shot, blocked and chipped out through center. Cardwell sends it through the mid-ice area. Hammer, that pass over to Sear, knocked off his stick, and they got a 2-on-2 opportunity here. Doyle waiting. Doyle! Whoa! It just went through the yawning cage. And 13 seconds remain on the power play. Not good forecheck there. Short-handed. Cooper throwing it around to Finkelstein. They're set up. A pass over. The one-timer stopped by Morrison. Calmly playing that up. And they're out. Dylan Ingram. Pass over to Brody Morris. He'll throw that. Tried to get that on net. Forecheck worked out very well here for Dawson Ellis. Throws that into the mid-ice area. And Cooper to Finkelstein. Up through the mid-ice area and thrown into the corner. And Carruthers on that first. Poirier throwing it in behind the net, and around to the far side is Vandenhert, and that'll go out through center. Pass to Poirier is picked off by Ingram. Good stick lift. Dawson Ellis can't get there in time. Tam, pass over. They're looking for a line change, and Vandenhert. Oh, he didn't see. I don't think he saw Makara there. Or Melvin. No, it was Makara. Yeah, pass over to Lau, and they gain the blue line in. Snap shot and a stop by Morrison. Around the horseshoe. All the way around again, but that one's poked off. Elijah Bratney will flip that out of the zone. But they're right back, trying to get right back in again. 5:58 on the clock. The Mariners are pressing. Snapped it towards the net. Makara knocked off his stick. Good body there by Jacob Bratney. And Ingram gave him a little body as well. Flipped that down the ice. And that is going to go for an icing.
We need that home ice energy. Let's go, y'all. Everybody.
We most definitely will. Miss Huffman. The draw is one into the corner. Rung around. Ellis can't get there first. The Mariners will, and sticks are flying everywhere. Jacob Bratney can't play that as far as he wanted. Finkelstein the shot, and it's deflected wide of the net by Morrison, and Morrison was looking the wrong way on that play. Backhands that in behind the net. Trying to come out the other side. Shot it off the mask of Morrison. Back to the blue line, but it's picked off, and it's sent down the ice. And Brown was not happy that he sent it so hard. I think it might have hit a stanchion and greened all the way down to the Manotick zone. 5:06 remaining. And they will have a timeout. Well, the Killer Bees winning game 1 against the Ironmen. Shots on goal, 36-28, 10-5 for the Manotick Mariners in this period. The Oil Kings scoring first, Dawson Ellis from Elijah Bratney and Brody Moores, then Elijah Bratney from Dawson Ellis and Jacob Bratney, then Ben Finkelstein from Jacob Renault. This has been a series, one for the ages. The Oil Kings trying to get their base going from the bench. Gotta love it. Listen to this crowd. Holy Dinah. One back, Finkelstein over. Cardwell the shot, stopped by Morrison. To the blue line, to Renault, into the corner to Finkelstein. Behind the net to Sear, and he can't do anything with it. That is out of play. And that is going to be another power play for the Manotick Mariners. Well, 4:49. Power play for the Mariners. Vandenhert, I think the puck rolled on him and he sent it up into the mesh for a delay of game. Actually, I think they're 3 for 8 or 3 for 9 now. I can't remember. I think that the one was an even strength, actually. I think the fourth one was. Sending that in behind the net, Jacob Bratney. Ooh, boy, oh boy, that was lasered there, and a nice play at the blue line to keep it in, but eventually the Oil Kings will get it out and down the ice. Finkelstein in his own zone, looking up at the clock. Hammer on the left side here, streaking in, throwing it on, and Morrison will stop that one. Passed around to Poirier, to the point to Finkelstein, back over to Poirier. Poirier back to Finkelstein. He's been laser sharp. Stopped by Morrison on that one. And it's out and down the ice. Ben Finkelstein over to Ryan Lau. He is wheeling on this side. Pinched off there, back into the corner again, Lau. And he will...
We'll do it next whistle. Green ticket, next whistle. Green ticket, next whistle.
Outside the zone. Lau sat on it. 1:03 remaining in the power play. 3:52 on the clock here in the third. Lau at the draw. Lowry can't win that one. The pass over connects. Finkelstein will send that into the corner. Hammer there, sending it around to Poirier. Poirier at the blue line, walking in, down low into the corner, back to the tot, and it's rifled off the glass to Poirier at the blue line. Cardwell turning, sending it down low. Hammer in the corner, trying to come out with it, a rolling puck. Morris just missed him, and that gets out. Trying to get it up quick as Tweed is making a wholesale change, killing the penalty. Trying to get around on the wrap. Looking for Sear as he came inside the zone, but that was cut off. Mariners in behind the net. Finkelstein crossed the seam, and a 1T that just missed its intended receiver. Bodied into the wall, into the corner now. The power play is over. Cross to Sear, they both missed it, but Finkelstein will direct that right towards the net. Carruthers will block it. Sear there, corner to the blue line. Poirier, nice move around him. Cross to Finkelstein. Shot stopped by Morrison. And that settle that puck down. It's up. Vandenherk across the blue line. Into the slot. Shoots, and it goes up and into the rafters. Oh my.
719-707. Our last ticket for the night called is 719-707. If you have that ticket,
can you believe it, folks? Ingram lines up against Sear. 2:24 remaining. Point. Vandenherk sends it down low. Dawson Ellis is bumped off the play, and Jonathan Sear will pick it up and throw it around to LeBrose. Up to Cooper. Gains the line. Snapped it, and it's deflected to the half wall. And Ingram gains possession of the puck and gets through the neutral zone. And he's knocked. And that will go all the way down for an icing.
It's going to stay up there. Let's go. I see everybody from here to there.
To the right of John Gilmer with 1:54 remaining.
It's going to stay up there. Hey.
And the timeout will go to Tweed.
Mariners, I need you to make some noise!
What do they have left in the tank with 1:54 to go? 34 saves by Evan Morrison. 23 for John Gilmer. Oh, it's Riley Tondro is now in net. How did I not see that? Have the same color pads, but they catch with different hands. Notice his helmet right away. He's off to the right. Ingram with Bratney to his right. Vandenherk at the point. Rhodey Morris tried to snap that right off the face-off. Was Elijah Bratney. Dawson Ellis can't get Cooper. Cooper, it's across the line, and he was knocked down. Snaps that, and Riley Tondro will play that off the back wall, and it's out of play. 1:37 remaining. Thanks, Julie. James says thank you. They did switch goalies, Sarah. My bad. Riley Tondro. Nick Gage now for Manotick. I think it's been all period, actually. Behind the net to Finkelstein. 1:30 remaining. Finkelstein. The net is empty. No ice. Bratney off the wall. Mac Lowry can't get it, but they will get it out. Vandenherk scores, and Manotick leads it 6-4 on the open net. And this may end it. They lead it by 2, but you know Manotick is not going to go away. big surprise because Manotick has got it in them to score 2 goals. That's one back to Vandenhert. Vandenhert with Doyle. That's chipped in by Brudenhill. Chipped up, trying to get by him was Matt Wilby. Matt Lowry trying to get after him there. That's sent down, and that is going to go for an icing. Well, tomorrow, folks, 2 p.m. from the Tweed Community Arena. The Cup, the Sentinel Cup, will be in the building. First time ever in Tweed. It will be a possibility that the hometown Tweed Oil Kings could win a championship, or at least see it presented if Manotick can come back with 45 seconds to go. Lau throwing it back to the blue line. Shot through a screen, and that's deflected wide. Jacob Bratney, that's chipped out and down the ice. 33 seconds remaining. Cardwell turning on a dime. Bratney after him. Lau, he's got wheels, sends that over, and they fire it towards the net, and it goes up and out of play. Join us anyways, no matter what happens tomorrow. We will be in the Tweed Community Arena, and hopefully we can go live again. We will go live. It's just we're not sure if it's going to be as perfect as it was at the All-Star game. Boy, oh boy, that was nice. We'll do our very best, though, for you folks. 19.6 remaining. Scrum draw, that's down the ice, and it will go for an icing. Again, a big thank you to Curtis Potter for the scoreboard. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you, James, for the highlight packages through the intermissions and the pregame. This game is winding down quickly. And I'll tell you, folks, that's it. The Tweed Oil Kings overcoming a lot of penalties in this one. 9 power plays in total. And they gritted a 5-on-3 for 2 full minutes and a 5-minute major to their captain. He's been gone since the first period. And they've done a great job staying with the plan, defending their own end, and popping some goals when needed. And Evan Morrison has been outstanding once again. Who do you play if they go to Game 5? If Matt Loveys keeps up his streak of playing incredible, who do you go with? Loveys or Evan Morrison for Game 5, if there is one, if necessary, back here? I mean, both have been absolutely stellar. And Morrison right on cue. And the Tweed Oil Kings have put the Manotick Mariners on the brink of elimination. Can you believe it? A storied franchise with an incredible fan base backing them, pushing them all the way. Great coaching staff, training staff, and ownership team. And they have given this crowd that has driven all this way something to cheer about. My goodness. All right, folks. Your final score, 6-4 from the Mike O'Neill Arena here in Manotick. Your final shots, 38-29 as well. I mean, a very close game. Close shooting game up until that third period. Manotick really pressed hard. 12-6 the shots on goal in that third period. Goal scoring summary in the third was Dawson Ellis from Elijah Bratney and Brody Morris, then Bratney from Ellis and Jacob Bratney. And they made it 5-4, Manotick did, with Ben Finkelstein and Jacob Renault, and then Jacob Brudenhill on the empty net from Colin Doyle and Mac Lowry. Incredible game. We will see everyone tomorrow. We hope you'll tune in We'll be on the air at 1:20. The start time of the game is 2 p.m. No, it's 2:30. So we'll be there. We'll be there at 1:50. Start time is 2:30. So we hope that you will tune in for that one. And again, folks, thanks for tuning in. It's always a joy to have you all on board. All right, folks. From the Mike O'Neill Arena in Manotick, for James Bowl and myself from NPHL Central, we thank you for tuning in. We love bringing it to you, and we hope you love it as much as we do. Bye for now.